Hi, Don. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Hi, Wendy. Good, thank you.
How you doing? We're doing
Good.
fine. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks so much for taking time today to talk with us about Thailand. Who doesn't want to talk about Thailand? And who better to talk to about Thailand and weddings than you guys, as you own the franchise for Destination Dream Weddings Thailand, correct?
Yes.
I know that because I'm part of the business too. So that's great. What I really wanted to do with you guys today was just chat about weddings in Thailand. Every culture has different traditions and different ways of doing things. We are now working in multiple locations. So we are in Thailand, Canadian Rocky Mountains, we're in Dominican Republic and Mexico, but none of our locations tend to be exactly the same in what they do, how they operate, how the culture works, and of course, all of the traditions. So I thought we'd just ask you a few questions and see if you guys could tell us a little more about it so that those that are watching would be able to get the information for themselves. So I'm going to start, either one can jump in. So first off, why are you wedding planners in Thailand? Why Thailand?
Well, because Thailand is my home, and
Well, Thailand basically is both of our homes. I've lived in Asia for over a decade, and our home is in a suburb of Bangkok, and there are a lot of weddings in Thailand, obviously, but a lot of people come to Thailand to have their wedding as a destination wedding for a number of reasons. Probably first and foremost, Thailand is one of the most popular tourist destinations on planet Earth, and so everybody has it almost as a bucket list destination, and many people like to combine that with a wedding and have something that's unique and a little bit different than your traditional weddings that you might have in North America or Western style wedding. And the memories that you would get from being in such an exotic location surpasses anything that I can imagine if you had just a standard typical wedding.
Absolutely.
well, and also, when I was little, I have a dream. So, every girl had a dream, right? When the wedding day is the biggest day of your life, and it's so
Absolutely.
special. Yeah, and it's so I was dreaming like how my wedding is gonna be like, and I try to like dreaming and imagine like who's my groom, and how's the ceremony would be look like, how's all everything is so special. So and it's just like a fairy tale,
I think every girl
yeah.
anywhere in the world has that same dream.
So I think if once in my lifetime can have a magic to do like whatever, like customer client who come to us, and I can have my magic to make their dream come true. So that would be wonderful, and very, very, very important and amazing and wonderful moment.
It would be, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love that you brought up magic, because I don't think you can look at a picture of Thailand and not see magic, whether you're going for weddings or just a vacation, a family getaway, even a business trip. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. So there is that magic, obviously, in Thailand. It was magical for you guys because you were married in Thailand, correct?
Right. And we met in Thailand.
Yes.
Absolutely. So
So you guys have all that magic all kind of wrapped up together now with all of the wedding stuff. And who's to tell us better how to do some of this stuff in Thailand? Because I know so many of our clients are always asking about, how do I do the paperwork, or, how do I find a place? I don't speak Thai. I don't know any of the venues. I don't know any of that information. So with you guys being local, I mean, it's really helpful. You can really help them.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest thing that people from another country, if they want to have a wedding in Thailand, is just overcoming that initial hurdle of where do I begin, and how do I know who I'm talking to? Who can I trust them? Is there going to be a language barrier?
Right.
And then oftentimes what they end up doing is just resorting to canned wedding packages that you would get at a hotel or a resort, and then they're paying an exorbitant fee for something that might not be as custom made and as Lily said, magical as they want to have it. So having one Thai English speaking and one Westerner in the country that's able to help them navigate that is a huge bonus, and it makes life so much easier for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and again too, having those two worlds, I suppose, bringing those two cultures together. Maybe Don being raised not in Thailand, out in Canada, US. Where were you raised? In Canada? Canada. So you have a lot of Western culture, and traditions and stuff from the wedding industry that you've probably attended lots of weddings and been a part of. And then Lily, has the Western side of it, but also that really in-depth cultural piece that comes from being raised a Thai person and attending Thai weddings and being in Thai weddings and now hosting Thai weddings for our clients. So I think that's beautiful.
Plus, I have another added advantage of working in Asia for so long, and in South Asia and in the Middle East. I've been exposed to many different cultures and have, I wouldn't say an expert understanding, but at least a better understanding of certain dynamics and certain cultural mores and things, the way they approach not just their weddings, but their social interactions and what have you. So it does give a little bit of an advantage in some respects than say, well, I've only done weddings in Canada, for example, or I've only done weddings in Thailand, and I only know how to do that particular aspect.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. So that being said, what is a traditional wedding in Thailand like? Tell me about the Thai traditions. You guys were married in Thailand.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about your wedding day.
Well, it was a long, long day. I remember I woke up since 4 a.m. in the morning to have a makeup. So my makeup artist arrived at home, and then we start, makeup until probably almost 7 o'clock. And then
we had the wedding. So we actually had the wedding ceremony at our home.
Yes,
in
very
Thailand.
early.
Oh,
So,
nice.
And then we had the reception at the hotel later that evening, or I would say early evening. And I actually was staying at the hotel the night before the wedding. So Lily's aunt came and picked me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I could get changed and
ready and
because we were part of the traditional Thai wedding is wearing traditional Thai clothing, ceremonial clothing. So I'll let Lily continue.
Okay.
Keep talking, Lily. I'm just going to share my screen at this time and see if I can share the picture
That would be great.
of your wedding. Go ahead.
And then, well, all the guests arrive as well because it's like an early morning ceremony. It's about Thai, ceremony. And then we have a monk. So we believe 9 months. Number 9 is a lucky number in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have 9 months alive in the, at my home, and then we start ceremony. So we do pray, and everyone knee down, sitting on the floor, same with all, the monk as well. And we start.
So the monks basically there's praying, and the monks will, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this with Buddhist monks where they do the chanting. So there'll be a lot of chanting and almost musical that will go on for an extended period of time. I'll be honest with you, I was kind of like a deer in the headlights. So and Lily was to a certain degree as well, because obviously this was her first wedding and hopefully your last wedding.
Yes.
So we had handlers that kind of helped us through the nuances that you had to do for the traditional wedding. So for me, I was kind of just being led along, but enjoying every minute of it.
For sure. Now, would somebody be able to incorporate these steps, or do you have to be Thai in order to have the monks present or any of those types of things?
No, before the monks start, you have to do the parade.
Oh yeah, well there's before
We got that part.
yes, actually before we actually uh, have the ceremony with the monks, there's and this is something that when my friend got married in Hong Kong, this was somewhat similar. The parade part wasn't, but I'll get to that. So there's actually a parade in the neighborhood where everybody, all the invited guests, and then myself, we kind of parade through the neighborhood, and there's music, and they're playing instruments, and we kind of parade through the neighborhood, and of course all the neighbors come out and watch, and it's quite a little spectacle. And then we come to the house. Now when we get to the house, we actually have, and this is really for the kids.
You have to,
yes.
give them money.
Yeah, like lucky money of sorts. So it's really
to pass through this.
We have to pass these
several gates.
Several gates of people, and it's really for the kids. The kids
cool.
So excited, and you give them a little bit of money, and then they pass us through, and then we go to the next level. And I know that Lily's uncle played a joke on me. I hit my shoes or something. But anyway, so that basically I have to. The whole idea is to gain permission to see my hopefully future wife, and so like that part of it was very similar to when my friend got married in Hong Kong. I guess in Hong Kong, in China, in at least in the Hong Kong Chinese tradition, I'm sure it maybe as well in mainland China. I'm not sure, but you have to do the same thing in order to, you're almost like bargaining your way to get to the top.
I love that. So you're giving them small amounts of money so that you can pass through to the next gate.
They're holding, like a chain.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be like,
It's like a barrier.
Yeah, barrier.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then once Don start to passing through, they're gonna ask you question or ask him do something, to make them happy or satisfied.
Maybe dance or sing or do something. But it's all because having fun is such a major part of Thai culture that they take this fun aspect of the wedding prior to the more serious ceremony with the monks, and it just added so much levity to the ceremony. It was a lot of fun. It was something that I'll never forget.
Yeah. It sounds like it was fun.
And to the final gaze, and then you can see the bride, right? And
yeah.
Now,
so,
do you have are you all made up at this point, Lily?
Yeah.
You're all in your Thai
yes.
Outfit? Okay.
Yes. So, I mean, if you compare that to a Western wedding where you're in a church, for example, or a venue of any kind, and the groom is waiting at the altar and he turns, and then the bride makes their grand entrance and comes down. That's something that's very unique in our culture, that you'll see Thais will want to incorporate that sometimes in their weddings as well, because it is in that aspect, it's a grand showcase for the bride. I mean,
For sure. Yeah.
very special. This way, it's kind of more of a more relaxed thing, but usually it's at the top of a staircase or something, and then she makes her grand entrance. So it is quite amazing. Actually.
I love that. I just absolutely love that. And that would be something that people could incorporate into their wedding in Thailand if they should want to. Because our clients are always looking for those neat little pieces to make it truly special, right? And this is what we specialize in. So that's awesome.
Especially if they have kids. The kids get so excited for this part.
I bet. Absolutely.
And after that, after you met me, and then we met the monks, and we start playing. This one is going to be like official.
Okay.
So the monks, playing, giving us the bread, and but I don't understand what this,
So basically,
anyway.
they're chanting and they're giving us their blessing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and after that, so we trade the rings.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have to give me my family dowry.
Yes, they now this is something that's unique in Thailand. It's a dowry. This is something that you do not have to do.
But we could help you to incorporate it because it's a really cool idea.
It is a cool idea, but the dowry is just a very ancient, traditional part of a Thai wedding.
Right.
And it is, it's very unique that way. I mean, a lot of Westerners will say, "Oh my God," like.
Even first time when we planning to get married, and then I told him, well, you have to have a dowry for my parents, and he said, what? and he said, he didn't understand that, right? And he was like acting like so funny about that.
I was not all that happy about it. But anyway,
that's interesting though.
All that aside, the dowry was there. It was more for show than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a ceremonial type thing. If you go back in history, the history of it, there's a financial gain for
right.
one aspect of the family, one part of the family to do that.
Right.
But so after the dowry, then there was
and
rings and food. There was like what were we doing when we had all this fruit and stuff?
That's like a lucky fruit and Thai dessert. Well, in each name they have like a lucky name, and it's a Thai name.
Okay.
We try to find it's like people who know that, so we put all the lucky dessert or lucky fruit to blessing and chanting us to have happiness and like a long life. And
so does it have to be specific type of fruit?
Yes, it's gonna be specific type.
Okay. That's interesting.
And after that, what we did?
I'm trying to remember. It was, and it wasn't that long ago, actually. But I'm trying to remember.
And then we sit on the stool with the.
Yes. So that picture that you put up, that was the next part. So maybe Lily can kind of explain that, because if you notice in that picture, our heads are tied together.
Yes.
By a string. And then where our hands are out in front of us.
Yes. So you make like a player, your hand. And then people, like probably like the eldest. So like your parents, so they came first and they come with like a shell and put like a holy water in there.
Okay.
Giving you a breath, So they pour the water, in your hands and they bless you and, make a wish to you have a happiness and, prosperity.
So they wish you prosperity and good fortune.
Yes.
And it's
about couple life and married life.
Yeah, and they give you maybe little bits of sage advice and so forth. And they kind of go from the eldest and the highest ranking members, like the parents and what have you, all the way through to just the invited guests to the actual wedding ceremony. And everybody comes by and does it. And it is actually really quite intimate and really quite special. And that is very, very unique.
So every guest coming in, and then, they have a personal talk to you. They wish you the best, and, we have a little chat and we laugh, and some tears because it was a happy moment, right?
Of course.
And so it was a great time for family and,
Yeah, the string.
The string is
like it's like a unity symbol,
yes.
is it?
Yes.
Okay.
And if our customers want to have a traditional Thai wedding, that has to be integrated part of it. I mean, that has to be part of it.
I love it.
It's so unique.
I remember one thing when everybody finished their water thing, right? And the master of ceremony told me you couldn't stand up until they said so. Because if one of us stand up first, it's bad luck.
So
we have to stand up together.
That's so neat.
Yeah.
And I think after that, it was time for lunch, wasn't it?
Yes.
And the monks eat first.
Yeah. 11 o'clock in the morning.
So yeah, by that time we had
So
gone.
all of this has gone on, and it's only 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, but you have to understand, we went through a full-on long Thai wedding. Now you don't have to do that.
Right.
Obviously, you could pare that down so much. I mean, even the parade part alone, that took up probably about an hour.
Yeah.
So you can, and then, you know, do they want to have the monk component to it, having a monk there, monks there? Yeah, certainly. But I mean, we had 9 monks, obviously, and it went on for a longer period of time. So it doesn't have to be that way. You can just, you can pick and choose as you go along. But you know, it is very special and very unique. And
I think that that's really something that why someone may want it. And I know that a lot with weddings in, you know, Canada, United States, United Kingdom, those kinds of things, we've almost gotten to the point where the ceremony is the afterthought. We've pared it down so small that the whole point of the day is that the uniting of two people, yet now it's become a 15 or 20 minute long component.
And the is everything.
Right. So, you know, maybe having those extra special moments are something that people will want to bring back to make the days feel special. The whole day.
Personally, I remember I have the memories I have of that ceremony in the morning are the ones that I cherish the most. I mean, yes, the reception was wonderful too, but because it was because we had a very, well, it's close to a Western style reception. But yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, even one of the elder monks took great pleasure in seeing me. It was very hot that day, even with the air conditioning on. And every now and then he'd start laughing at me, and it was actually quite funny. But so after we were done the morning part, we all kind of
we moved to a hotel for the reception.
Okay.
So at that point, I thought I had maybe 3 or 4 hours of just relax, maybe have a nap. No. Lily had her entourage that came in for makeup, dress, and everything else. And they came in probably within a half an hour after we got to the hotel. So I retreated. My friend flew in from Japan, so I retreated down to his room and hid down there for a while. But basically, we just got prepared. Now, this next part, and I'll let you talk about it later, like what your component of it. This next part, although it was a Western style reception, there's a lot of differences to it to a certain degree, because in a Western wedding, it's usually you have the head table, all the guests arrive, and then the bride and groom come in and make their grand entrance.
Right.
Not so here. We have to be there before all the guests arrive, and there's a wall of flowers that we have, and it's a photo wall. And we're actually there, and every single guest that arrives,
so we have to greet all the guests coming in and taking pictures. And
yes, so and essentially for the reception, we're the hosts. Yeah. We're not the center of attention. We're the host and thanking everybody
for attending your day. Oh,
so,
my goodness.
Everybody comes in, they get their picture taken with us, and then once everybody's seated, then we do make our grand entrance, so to speak. But there is no head table. So we had our cake, and I think our cake was 9 feet high or something like that. The first few tiers were decoration only.
Yes.
And then we had a sword that we used to cut the cake.
Yeah.
But we're actually on stage for the whole time, and we had our friend Brian, who is from the U.S. He was speaking English. He was an English master of ceremonies. Then we had
He was American.
And we had a girl who was the Thai master of ceremonies. So they kind of did both. And then they had various speakers that came in. Lily's dad had a senior official from the Thai government come in.
Wow.
And, yeah, there were more security people at our wedding and police than it was probably the safest place in Bangkok that night. But it was a wonderful event. But it was kind of a whirlwind thing, because what did we do? We had to go to each table, and when we went and thanked everybody to come. So we were the host of a party.
Yeah, and we had over 250 guests.
Wow, I was going to ask. So that takes you all day just about to go through the pictures and the greeting.
Well, it took a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it was,
But we don't do like individuals, right? So they come with family and friends. So
Okay.
we do like a group
yeah.
photo.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Wow.
it was a long, now where, in a Western wedding, you would move the tables away and you'd have a DJ and there'd be dancing and stuff. We didn't have that. I mean, you can have that in some weddings, but it was more of a dinner and food.
No, after photo taking. Sorry.
I missed something.
Were you there, Dawn?
I don't know.
So after we finish photo, and then like all the guests, they can go in the ballroom, right? So they enjoy drinks and appetizer.
Okay.
And after that, we have to entrance.
Yes.
And they start the music, which is I pick the music
Right.
that time, and then all my cousins, they're holding rose petals,
Okay.
and then they try to like.
And they come before you, so you walk on the rose petals when you come
and
in.
Walking past through, right?
Oh.
And my little niece and nephew walk along in front of us.
Oh.
We had a photographer, the whole package that was for us. Like we had a photographer and videographer, everything. So they were there constantly taking pictures, and the whole thing has been captured on DVD. So it was amazing. Like, so we can relive the entire day.
Absolutely.
But
what a cherished time to be able to bring those two cultures together. But it is, like you said, is such a whirlwind, isn't it? Like everybody's wedding day, and this is why we tell people, go slow, try to connect, and remember what's going on that day, because it can be such a big day.
I think the biggest mistake people make is they get themselves so wound up in making everything so perfect.
Yeah.
And I think this was where we had a bit of an advantage because, like I said, we were kind of like being led through this. We didn't have to, like the night before the wedding, Lily's cousins and aunts were up all night hand sewing flowers for decorations. I mean, it was amazing. But we weren't
for the morning part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't stressed out. And that way we were able to remember, like I
went for my manicure.
Oh yeah, she had to do it. Well, all brides do that.
Of course,
it is very unique if you're able to relax and realize how much you can remember.
Right.
And if you allow someone, we were lucky because we did have a wedding planner to help us, so to speak.
Right.
And
we have like.
Well, I mean, it's not like a wedding planner like what we're doing, but they were just helping us in terms of the photos and dress and.
No.
Oh no.
I did everything.
Well, she did everything. No, but what I mean is when the photographers were there and everything, that was out of our hands. We didn't have to worry about that.
I hired photographer and makeup, dress, everything. Yeah,
she did all of that.
Because he was in Canada.
I was in Canada at that time.
Oh, okay.
So I did everything myself and my mom.
I mean, I had a lot of phone calls.
Of course. But that gives you really good experience, though, again, for doing what you're doing now with wedding planning in Thailand, because you found all of the people and you know how to go about doing this, right?
Yes.
That makes it
honestly,
special.
It's just, like I said, if you're able to eliminate that one, not worry about every little thing that happens at that wedding and just go with it. And I think Thailand is the ideal place for that because everybody is so happy, relaxed, and laid back that I think it kind of rubs off on you in a way where you don't have to get yourself all cranked up for no reason at all. I mean, I've been to weddings in Canada and bridezillas and everything else, and it's a shame because it's a day that you do want to remember, but it's also a day that you want to be relaxed.
Right. And that's why people hire us. Honestly, I say all the time, we're the paid for worry wards, right? We do the worrying, you do the relaxing.
I have the funniest part at the end of the wedding.
Tell me.
Or like in your, when, okay, with your dad?
So yeah, after we finish the reception, then we have to do one last thing. Well, I don't think they're gonna have, like, you know, right now in the modern times, they probably not carry out anymore. But
Her cousin came up to me and he starts laughing. He goes, "Oh, you're gonna love this part."
Yeah, so we were led to our room in the hotel, right? So it's a hotel room, anyway. Right. And then there will be
your mother, your aunts, your cousins, and your dad, all immediate
family, yeah,
all in our room.
And why were they in your room?
This is in a traditional Western wedding, when the bride is walked down the aisle by the father,
right,
and he gives the bride away. This is what's Lily's father giving her away.
In Thai.
But it is a very, very sacred almost type of thing.
Well, because of my parents, you know, they divorced, so like normally it should be, you know, either our parents, right? Because believe that if you have like a happy couple life, so you know, this is like what they wanted. Their children have to be, you know, follow the same
right path. Have a happy coupled life as well. Okay,
right. But that time, so gonna be my aunt and my uncle, because they, you know, they have a happy,
right.
Anyway, so there was so they were lying on bed, and then they show us, okay, this is you know, like they holding and then lie on the bed, and they say this is, you know, like which are to have, you know, the same happiness and harmony and unity, you know, like, you know. So for the
but there's also the part where her father is sitting on the bed, on the edge of the bed, and we're actually down. We get down on our knees.
Yeah, after that, after they lie on bed, and then, you know, they're giving us, like, you know, advice and, you know, prayers again one last time. And we like bending down, we do, you know, play, we call why in Thai. So, you know, to respect and listen, you know, all their advice.
Right.
And, yeah. And well, we knee down on the floor anyway, and they sit on the bed, right? And then we do, like, you know, why like this. And then we can together lie on the bed again together.
Okay.
And then they laugh.
I'm there, and I'm looking at the end of I'm looking towards the far wall from the bed, and I see her cousin laughing at me. And then when everybody left, I thought, okay, that was kind of really special, but it was also a libido killer.
Well, and just because it's so foreign from what we do here, right?
It was so unbelievably different.
Yes, very special. But yes, I could see how someone who is not used to that custom would be just kind of like, what are they all doing in my bed?
But the respect for family and showing that is such a very important part of Thai culture. So yeah.
It's beautiful.
So that was there you go. That was a wedding day. Now that was a long story that took that long, but you kind of wanted to paint a picture of what it is.
Yeah, because I think people want to know that. They want to know what to expect, or what they can have or what they can't have, or if there are little traditions that maybe they can even adapt into their own wedding, whether they're getting married in a destination wedding in Thailand, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're in Australia, but they want to add that little component or something like that. So I have another question.
Oh, sorry. I say you can combine Western and Thai.
Right.
Like, I mean, even if they want to have wedding photos taken, like if you look up here, you can see our wedding photo. One of our wedding photos, we had those taken like months before our wedding. You know, you can do that.
Right.
What they call like pre-wedding photo, right?
Yeah, that's very, do that a lot.
It's kind of like an engagement photo. We would consider it an engagement photo.
I think it's very popular, very normal in Asian cultures overseas anyway. When oftentimes they'll do weddings. Like I know in Chinese, they'll do pictures like months before the wedding.
That's very cool. That's very cool. And then you don't have to worry about being on that diet right up until the wedding, because the outfit already fit.
There you go.
So tell me a few more things here before I let you guys go here. So what would you recommend couples do while staying in Thailand? They've come for their beautiful wedding. Would you recommend that they take advantage of any of the opportunities that are around there? What would you see? What would you do? Where would you go?
Well, as you know, Thailand, they pretty famous about, tourists, and we have a beautiful beach like paradise and the tropical weather, and it's like warm weather year round. So, and there's even, like Thai people, we are pretty kind, and we respect ourselves and each other.
Mhm.
And we harmony, we humble, and the Thai food also is amazing.
I think it really depends on
And
where you get married too, like in Thailand.
yeah, so like, well, even we are a small country, but
Like if you had a wedding in Phuket, for example, or in
yeah,
Krabi, it's nothing to fly to Bangkok and spend a couple of days in Bangkok. If you want to experience a city of 20 million people and shopping, if you like shopping, it's insane. And the food and the street food and to see the Grand Palace and the temples
yeah,
and take a cruise down the Chao Phraya River. But you want to be able to experience all the Thailand. So in Phuket or in Krabi, like Lily was saying, the tropical beaches, you have almost like rainforest areas, like jungle, and then
well, if
just
you up to the north, it's going to be different, right?
yes.
So, and the weather a little bit like cooler.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those
Or
that love the idea but do not love the heat and humidity as much, there is an area for them as well.
oh yeah, up in Chiang Mai and that area for sure. And
Okay.
even if you had a wedding in Thailand in December, say, or
Perfect time.
if the weather's perfect, even in Bangkok, you can have. Well, we were just there. We had a couple of evenings where the temperature actually went down to 19 degrees.
Yeah.
It was nice to be able to sleep without air conditioning. And then the daytime high might have been 30 or 28. Now I know a lot of people are like, wow, that's hot, but there's no humidity.
Okay.
So it's not as much humidity. So it's really a great time of year to go.
For sure.
And I would, I think wherever you are, the one thing you have to experience in town is a night market.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
What? Tell me about a night market.
Well, it has everything you can find. So you can do like shopping, and they have like street food. Street food in Thailand is the best. I don't
I've
know
heard that.
yeah, if you guys know that, but in Thailand we have so many like all vendors, and we have like like so different kinds, because Thai food, well, maybe some people didn't know it's just pad Thai or curry, but we
Right.
have more than that. We have so many delicious dishes and authentic signature of Thai food, even like tropical fruits,
Mhm.
and yeah, and even Thai dessert and everything. So you as long as you can stuff your face with all the food, you enjoy all the food they have there, and the
Wow.
price is reasonable.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So what would be
And
one thing, Lily, that
yeah,
what would
sorry.
be one thing that you would recommend that we would try at
Ooh,
the night market for food?
Okay,
If I was going to come.
maybe ask him, because
Okay.
I'm Thai, so I
Okay,
kind of
so
used to the food.
I'll give you an
Right?
example. There's a night market in Hua Hin,
Mhm.
and it's called Cicada, and it is kind of it's not as traditional a Thai market where this is a permanent place where it's it's a little bit more upscale.
Okay.
You buy tickets, for example, and then you go around to the different vendors and you buy the food, but the food is 100% authentic.
And we have
And
like fresh
oh,
seafood.
it's just
Yeah.
amazing. So
It's not frozen like here.
for me, pepper crab, black pepper sauce crab. It's just
That's
you
the
can go to
thing.
these restaurants right on the beach, sit on the beach, and just feast. And for like a dessert, uh, my
Mango sticky
mango
rice
sticky rice.
with the
You
coconut
cannot
milk
get
on top.
mangoes outside of Southeast Asia that taste good. I mean, you can you'll have
It
Mexican or Costa
tastes
Rican.
like honey.
It is the sweetest thing. My mother-in-law
every morning.
She just stuffs me full of mango sticky rice first thing in the
Sounds
morning.
like a horrible thing to have happen to you.
Well, it does. After a while, you can pack on the calories.
After waking up in the morning and when we went downstairs and mango sticky rice is ready first thing in the morning for us. Every day.
We would go out and my mother-in-law would go out and buy mangoes from the local market and pay for what? How much would they cost? Maybe in Canadian dollars, say,
maybe
or
10
US dollars.
10 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, 10 Canadian or US dollars or something like that. And how many mangoes would you get?
Like a few and that big, like
huge ones.
big, yeah.
Yeah, so she would come back with about 8 or 9 of them, right? So
she would buy like a 2 kilo, 3 kilo, something like that.
Wow.
So if you're gonna try food, just pad thai is kind of like coming here and getting a cheeseburger and fries.
Right.
It's just like everybody knows that food. So just kind of go beyond, extend yourself. There's the one dish, I don't know what it's called but it's a large fish, like a sea bass or something, and it's deep fried in a wok, and then they just split it open and
crispy.
And the sauces
and
that you dip in
inside.
Oh my God,
and with the dipping sauce on the side.
Hey, you guys are making me hungry.
Lily's cousin lives. One of her cousins lives right on the Chao Phraya River, and there's a restaurant that's just down the river, and you can sit right on the river, and we take the jet skis and go down the river. If you want, you can go right into Bangkok.
Wow.
The city center, but go down the river and dock the jet skis and go up and eat, and I'm the only white guy there. Yeah,
well,
and that is the best thing because you really, really experience it.
And isn't that the most wonderful thing about being someplace else, is just having that experience?
Yes, don't be afraid to go beyond the tourist border and immerse
So
yourself.
would you say that you feel safe there? Is it safe to travel there? Are our guests going to be fine there?
Yes.
Last time we went to Krabi because we were looking for location for the business, right?
Yeah.
And we stay my uncle, he has connection with the owner of the hotel, the resort. So we stayed there, and we stay in a nice, very fancy
pool villa.
Yeah, and we walk along. At night we walk out there to the night market, and we walk to the restaurant, and this was safe, and fine. We had a great time.
We were eating one evening, and it was just this rainstorm, just sporadic rainstorm came, and we were lucky. We were fortunate enough to be under a roof, like it was because we were dining outside. But these people came over and they just stood underneath it. We let them stand underneath their table, and
we were lined up too.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was so crowded. But after that, it was a heavy rain start. Mm-hmm. So we were lucky because we sitting, in we have like inside, right?
Yeah.
So the outside people had to move over to
and come
stand out because of the rain, because they have no roof over, right? But we were lucky, and we were like eating, but people were standing because we got interrupted from the rain, and then just looking at us enjoy the food. It was so funny.
But yeah, visitors should never feel worried. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go in the world, and there are places where you go, and if you want to find trouble, you'll find trouble. But for the most part, no. It's a safe.
And that's good to hear. And that's something else that I feel that our clients always, and I know that they do, with Dominican Republic and Mexico and even Canadian Rocky Mountains. Is it safe? Is it safe to, travel there? Will I be safe? And so it's such a good thing to know living there, you feel safe, and that you can let them know, use your wits. Don't do things you wouldn't do at home. Don't be drunk out of your mind at 3:00 in the morning in a back alley, because that's not even good at home. Bad things will happen, but otherwise have a wonderful time, right?
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at in our current condition right now with the COVID-19 pandemic, Thailand is one of the leading countries in the world for mitigating the virus. So they were the first country outside of China to get the first case of COVID-19.
Right.
And there's of a country of 68 million people, they've had maybe 70 deaths at the most.
Right.
No, 58.
Oh, 58. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But the cases they've had, they've managed.
It's been very low. I've been watching. Yeah.
And it's just all part of but it's also part of the culture in Asia, where it's wearing face masks and everything. And you'll see that it's just a politeness.
Right.
And
we heard that Thai people are very friendly and very polite.
And I mean, in Thailand, our medical is great too, so. Yeah,
so if there's ever like an accident or something that happened, you never have to worry about that. They have world-class medical facilities, which are, it's something that I don't think a lot of people are really aware of.
Right.
But in Southeast Asia, if you were to pick two countries with, I would say the top medical facilities will be Thailand and Singapore.
Wow.
And they also have medical tourism there. So like, for example, if you want to have elective surgery, some of these private hospitals actually have travel agencies, and you can actually book your elective surgery, go there, and then they can provide you with day tours and things like that as you rehab.
Wow. So we could just do like wedding, honeymoon, surgery, send you home.
You could wrap it all up in one. One of the famous hospitals in Bangkok actually has, if you walk by it at the ground level, they have a driving range. The computerized driving range.
Yes.
In the hospital for people that are recovering from elective surgery, if it's for golfing or something like that, and they want to get back out on the golf course.
No way, nothing like that in Canada.
Yes, so it's like in a hotel, 5-star hotel.
Wow.
You pull up and there'll be someone with white gloves that'll open the door of the taxi, and they're like a valet.
Wow. And so we don't want clients going to the hospital, but if you had to go, if something happened, we have that covered too. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one more question. One piece of advice that you would give clients coming to Thailand to get married, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would give them go with an open mind, and realize that there's really no boundaries to what they could have for a wedding, and just to, as Lily said, think in a magical way of what they would like to experience, because you have so many options to tailor make a wedding for whatever you're looking for in many ways. I mean, I don't think there's no real boundaries to what you could do there.
I love that.
And also go with the mindset of, not only am I getting married, but I want to have an experience, and I want to take that experience with me forever when I leave.
Right.
And there's no other place better than Thailand, because when you say the word Thailand, it just gives images of exotic locations and of a mystique, so to speak. So.
Absolutely. How about you, Lily?
So you can experience in Thailand, and like Don said, open mind. So it's like a challenge yourself and experience new things, right? And accept that, and learn it, and you'll be having a great time, and just enjoy your life. And we are here for you to help. Don't worry about the language barrier, because I'm Thai and he's Canadian, so we have Thai speaker and English speaker,
right? And
I'm local. And even though Don has Asian experience for 8-9 years which is like, this is good combination, and we're here for you to help, and we can make your special day as a magical.
And I love that. And I think that is exactly why people will come to Thailand, because it's special and it's magic, but because you guys can be there for them. And I mean, I would feel secure in having you guys plan my wedding. So I think that's a wonderful, wonderful way to end this interview. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me and sharing your beautiful country with us. And I'll be over to visit soon and have mango sticky rice.
Yeah, you enjoy it, I bet.
I will. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.